Hey yo, what's up everybody? I'm feeling a little better. Thank you so much to everybody who wished me well. I really appreciate you. I really do. Um, Hopefully next week I'll be able to do a lot better, a lot more and a lot better videos, barring any crazy work shenanigans. But today we are doing Galonbaloir Humus EX3. So let's take a look at our battle plan. So some general prep for this fight. You obviously want to bring, goes without saying, you want strong wind DPS weapons, and wind resist down is also very good. Be ready for his rush ability and bring AoE physical defense up and AoE heals, and single target cure, as well as Auroras or Aurora blows. Alternatively, if you don't have wind resist down weapons, you can try a defensive route, bring a solid wind DPS, and then also bring 2 AoE healers and AoE strong physical defense buffs, and single target cure as well, and Aurora/Aurora blow as well. Then also try to bring physical defense R abilities, will help quite a bit. So for the first phase, you want to break his stream phase as soon as possible with Aurora, so it's only 3 ATB. You want to raise your physical defense AoE during his interrupt, and then defend after the interrupt so you can survive rush. Heal, and then hold your DPS and support ATB. Then use your wind resist down as soon as he uses Storm Shield, and your strongest wind command abilities to deplete his bar. And then once he gets his rush, defend it. For the next phase, you want to heal and buff the clustered target. Then you want to DPS and limit break as necessary. Defend the meteorite cluster target and heal. Then break his stream phase once again with Aurora or Floral Flare if you have that. Interrupt during that phase, you want to AoE heal and buff your physical defense again, because afterwards he's going to do rush again. Then you want to heal, use your wind resist down and DPS as much as possible. And then keep your target healthy, the one that's targeted by the meteorite cluster. Finally, you want to defend the meteorite cluster, and then you want to prep your ATB for another storm shield. So start doing wind resistance down and depleting the bar with wind DPS. And then use your limit breaks as you see fit. Defend his rush if you haven't killed him yet. And then finally DPS to finish him. So, the team that I used for this is Sephiroth, Aerith, and Matt. Sephiroth is of course my DPS with the Dark Heavens. And in Aurora Blow, his sub-equipment, some HP and attack and wind. So he's got 4.4k physical attack. He's got boost HP 4, physical attack 7, attack 4, wind potency 7, wind mastery from the outfit, and limit break potency 4. Then for my healer, I brought Matt. He's got about 10k HP and 2.6k heal. I brought his Centipede for the AoE heal and physical defense, and Bramble Spine to raise physical attack. He's got the single target cure I mentioned, and stat sticks. And for his sub-equipment is HP, physical defense, and buff debuff. So he has HP 5, physical defense 2, heal 9, and buff debuff 4. And then for my supporting character, I brought Aerith with her Floral Wand for the wind resistance down, makes depleting his bar a lot easier. You take a lot less damage. And then I also brought her Prism Rod to do a bit of extra single target wind damage. She also has an Aurora and a single target cure. For her sub weapons, I actually went for attack and wind. So HP 4, Ki attack 5, M attack 2, attack 7, and wind 7. That's pretty much my team, so let's jump into the run, shall we? So start off by using Aurora blows for Auroras to deplete his gauge. If you use something like Gale Strike, it's 4 ATB, you might not finish it in time. Interrupt him, and then I would recommend preparing for his rush afterwards. So use your physical defense AoE buffs. And then once the bar ends, pretty much go to defensive because he will rush. Pretty chill so far. Now you can heal up, and the Storm Shield's coming, so hopefully you've held your ATB. So here I'm switching between Aerith and Sephiroth, spamming Gale Strike and Floral Flare, which lowers his wind resistance. And that makes the bar a lot easier to deplete before his rush gets off. You can see now his wind resistance is neutral. And I can just bam. Deplete his bar, stun him, do a little damage, and prep for rush. My physical defense is already up 2 stages. I'm kind of ready. Defend the rush, obviously. And then, as I said in the slides, use your limit breaks as necessary. So if they're all DPS limit breaks, just use them when they come up, I suppose. If they are defensive, you can use them when you need to. For instance, I'm holding on to Healing Wind until the Meteorite cluster comes off. But yeah, for this phase, you want to make sure the targeted character, which in my case is Aerith, is topped up, and if you want, raise her physical defense as well. So the Meteorite cluster, defend it. And then I use my Healing Wind straight afterwards. Now he goes into Mend, so you basically just want to spam Aurora/Aurora Blow to break these sigils. And of course Floral Flare, if you have the Floral Wand, is really good here because it's also 3 ATB, kind of like your Aurora Blows and your Ruins and stuff, but it also lowers wind resist, obviously. So that's nice for depleting the gauge and lowering his wind resistance. I use all my limit breaks here because they're all up, and it's nice to get a little top up from Healing Wind and to take less damage with Gigantic Shield while I focus on spamming Auroras and Aurora Blows. Other than that, just continue as normal, spam your Aurora Blows, and eventually you will interrupt him. During which time you obviously want to do some DPS with your DPS, but more importantly you want to use your healer to make sure you're topped up and to make sure your physical defense is buffed, because you will always use rush afterwards even if you break the stream phase. So yeah, sorry that this week I only dropped 2 videos and there were 2 sort of small videos. But hopefully, as I mentioned, next week, barring any crazy shenanigans with work, I will be able to drop a few more videos and a few, hopefully, good videos, better videos. Anyways, as I mentioned, raise your defenses, defend the rush. And then here does another Meteorite core, Meteorite cluster, so you can actually lower his wind resistance and do a little bit of DPS in this time. Of course, the most important thing is to make sure the targeted character is topped up heals and defenses. And of course, defend the ability. I got a little scared from my Aerith dying here, so I dropped my Healing Wind, although I think she would have been fine. And heal up the character that just got nuked, and as I mentioned, prepare for the Storm Shield. So as soon as it comes up, I'm spamming my Wind Resist down with Aerith and my Gale Strike with Sephiroth. And Wind Resist down is pretty important to be able to actually deplete this guy's gauge in time, that he doesn't do a million damage to you and one-shot you. But if you don't have Wind Resist down, as I mentioned in the slides, you can try bring a more defensive team. Just try and lower the bar as much as you can, while also making sure you are fully topped up and maxed out on your AoE physical defense buffs. And you might be able to survive. Obviously with HP and physical defense R abilities and things like that as well. But if you have the Wind Resist down, it's a lot easier. Because he just won't do that much damage if you can deplete his gauge. So, as I mentioned, if you haven't killed him by now, spend the rush, and then it's a simple matter of finishing him off. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully between the slides and my run itself, this will be useful to you. It is actually quite an easy fight if you have a strong enough team and if you have the necessary requirements like wind resist down, for instance. That's pretty much it. Thank you as always for watching. See you next week with better videos. Bye bye.